human proteins, so actin, mitochondria, blah, blah, blah. And let's look at cross-reactivity. Mitochondrial antigen. Look at the level of cross-reactivity with spike protein. That's pretty darn high. Likewise with nucleoprotein, 50.1, that's pretty high. 53 for envelope and 67 for membrane. So could there be, from a SARS-CoV-2 infection, right, could you have cross-reactivity and mount some sort of immune response to mitochondria? Hypothetically, yes. Now, usually mitochondria is inside the cell, right? And the antibodies are not going to reach inside the cell. But if you have a lot of cellular damage, then you could absolutely have a response to those mitochondria. The next one that's somewhat interesting is here. The spike protein has a cross-reactivity of 36.2 to Na, which I believe stands for nuclear antigen. Again, when do you see nuclear antigen? Well, you see it when neutrophils release nets to kill off and sequester infections. You also see nuclear antigens in diseases like lupus and rheumatoid arthritis and Sjogren's. So there is some cross-reactivity, and it's with the spike protein. So for folks who have lupus, this suggests to me that a vaccine made entirely with spike protein, probably not a good idea for them, right? Because there's cross-reactivity that can happen. Is it 100%? No, it's 36%, but that's enough for me to question whether that's a good idea for someone with lupus. What about the next one down here is this nuclear filament protein. And we see cross-reaction both with the spike protein and over here with a membrane protein. Nuclear filament protein is something that I would worry about with people who might have an autoimmune condition in their brain, like people with MS. This might also be something that we would worry about with Guillain-Barré, Bell's palsy. Some of those things that we're talking about with respect to neuro health. So again, now here's an interesting factoid to throw in with this. At this point, a lot of people with MS have been vaccinated and have not shown exacerbation of disease. The MS Society has on their website that they actually support vaccination for people with MS because COVID infection they think would be much more severe. And that would be true, right? Because with a COVID infection, now you've got this membrane protein that's also cross-reacting. So, this is where a patient has to weigh their own risk factors and make a decision. And the decision would be, do I risk somehow getting COVID, or do I take a risk and get vaccinated? And I can't make that decision for anyone. They can only make it for themselves. If we go down a little further, we've got some additional things. I'm tending to not worry as much about things that are in the 20 range. When we get above 30, then I start to worry again. And GAD65 is above 30, and GAD65 is a protein that we worry about with diabetes, type 1 diabetes. It's made in the pancreas,